Please stop that background. Just ask them to mute the mute the. Dr. Kaushal, I cannot hear.
Hello.
I cannot hear what he's saying.
Yes, sir.
And now I can hear you, but Dr. Mohammed.
Sir. Please unmute yourself. He's saying he cannot hear you.
And also this background, there are some persons is using that. Ask the delegates to mute their mic.
Okay. Hello, Dr. Brijesh. Please unmute yourself.
Mute here.
Yeah.
Hello.
Okay. Now I can hear.
Okay, sir. Dr.
No
Radhakrishnan,
problem,
now you can start.
Okay, may I start? Hello.
Visible, sir.
May I start? Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Of course, sir. Yes, you can start now, sir.
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
Okay. Good afternoon. Can you hear me? Can
Yes,
you
sir.
hear me?
Yes, loud and clear, sir.
Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you for inviting me for this training program on forest management and sustainable use of natural resources. The details about me are told by Dr. Mohammed. Thank you, Dr. Mohammed. I want to see that something, it is not, this is not for lecture's sake, but to see that something happens, good things happen or positive things happen in your areas from my discourse. Ethnobotany is a very difficult field. But before going into ethnobotany, let me tell you one thing. Because, we are passing through a very difficult period of pandemic. In my view, it is a nature's curse on human beings. It is a nature's curse on human beings, on the atrocities caused by us to nature. Though nature has given us several warnings, but he repeated. So what all these for? Human beings cannot overtake nature. No organisms can overtake nature, because all these are like a spider's web. Please think in that line. So because I talked these things about 20 years back, but they laughed at me. But see what is happening. So we have to change our mindset from a from a human-centric approach to a nature-centric approach. Then only we can survive. I think this is a last warning that nature has given us. Otherwise, our species will be faded off in the years to come. That's now you see the war is going on between Russia and Ukraine and all these things. We are self-destructing all these things. So think in that light. So we have to live in tandem with the nature and other organisms. They are all part and parcel of our life. So this is the message that is given by the pandemic. I have written 2 articles in LinkedIn, one of the world's leading professional website. So that is, one is COVID-19 pandemic, the change in human mindset, the need of the hour. And second is ethnobiology's role in COVID-19 pandemic. These 2 articles I have written in LinkedIn all over the world. And now I am in the group of Dr. Tedros, WHO chief, I am pushing our subject into that matter, especially on traditional medicine. In traditional medicine, so traditional medicine is a very important part of ethnobotany, as you know. So now, ethnobotany has a major role to play in this period. You saw the difference because, in my area, because this is from my experience, I am telling, not by reading books or anything like that, by looking at internet or like my real life experiences. Now, in this COVID period, now our farmers got a very good prospect because you see, people are buying these directly from organic foods actually. So we have our farmers in our area have a good time selling spinach and all these things. Within 2 hours, they gain thousands of rupees. Now people are turning to vegetarian diet and all these things. Okay, so this is the changes. Changes have been noticed nowadays. So what I want to say that our subject, ethnobotany, has a very important role to play in the future. It is not like a subject really for book, for publications, or by writing books and all these things, but it has got real action for the society. That is what I am telling in all fields. You can see it after some time when I go through the slides. And so today's my presentation is on the ethnobotany of Western Ghats with special reference to Kerala State, India, because I have worked in these areas from Agastyamalai, one of the borders, to Karnataka. Karnataka border, that is known as Pandi. It comes under the Kasaragod districts. We got 14 districts. I have conducted pilot surveys in all these areas for the last several years. Since 1988, I was doing this work. For the before retirement, I was in State Medicinal Plants Board. Another interesting area, government appointed me as a chief executive officer in charge of that. So I was dealing with Medicinal Plants Board, and I wish to see that the fruit of the work should go to the common people. So I always succeeded through teamwork, in which I am only a member. So in that team concept only make me succeed. I'm extremely happy that I have done my job. My self-conscious tells me that I have done my job very well, and I'm extremely happy. And now I am working as the one of the consultant of NABARD, National Bank for Agriculture and Rural Development. Nowadays, NABARD has appointed me as one of the consultants, and so many things are coming. I am started my second innings actually. I have started my second innings. I am again going to become a student again. Not being idle. So that's why I told that I am extremely busy now and trying to help some of my juniors. We have to bring out, that is another factor, that we have to bring out the problem is that we haven't not brought up the
It is a characteristic of, sir, a great person to be always be a student, to always be a learner.
Yeah,
it is a quality of a great person.
We had to do something in my life, something in the life. That is because now the people have helped us, and we had to give something in return to the society always. Okay, so we had to create first, second, third, and fourth level. And talking some important things other than it's not bonding. That is, we had to bring up then only, and then we should give freedom to them. Freedom is very important in work. We have to accept the ideas of even our juniors should say. Even a pre-degree person or a +2 person says something very good. We have the mindset to accept this person. So that is my approach always. Okay. And now, now we can start with, just to begin. This is that photo you have seen is the Kerala Karnataka border. the Tirunelli region, where you saw the sholas, the evergreen grass highland evergreen forest, about 2,000 feet. This highland sholas, evergreen sholas, and it's a famous, that was the famous Tirunelli temple, Vishnu temple from Tirunelli. Okay, now something for the beginners I'm telling. It's very hot now in Kerala. That's why I'm drinking water. And in this, you can see that who coined the term, John W. Hashberger in 1896, defined as the plants used by primitive and aboriginal people. He was addressing a symposium in United States. He's from the United States. He was addressing this. I was running after to get his speech, and I got it from NBRI. The original work of John Hashberger. So then comes to Schulz, Richard Evans Schulz, 1941, as relations which exist between humans and ambient vegetation. Ambient means surrounding vegetation. I am very fond, in the last slide, you can see the details of Richard Evans Schulz was a professor of Harvard University, and he worked among the Amazon tribes. So he's a great professor. He died at the age of 91, some 8 years back. He passed away, and that is Schulz. He worked on hallucinogenic drugs and cures, arrow poison. Since there's a last slide, then you know his importance. Okay. So the third is by Wickens in 1990, useful plants prior to commercialization and eventual domestication. It's a very good thing also, definition also, prior to commercialization. That in that definition itself, it shows that prior to commercialization and eventual domestication. So another slide is coming onto the details. Then the direct relationship of plants with man, as said by Dr. S.K. Jain, the father of Indian ethnobotany. But to me, that is simply saying it is can be said that the plants traditionally used by man. That is ethnobotany. Next slide, please. And here it is come. In our younger days, we studied economic botany. So now you can see the difference. The plants used traditionally by man is ethnobotany, whereas economic botany deals with the plants used commercially by man. That is the difference. So when we use the things or the information in the raw form, it is traditional, and when it is used in the modified form or in the marketing form, it will be commercial. So this is the main difference between ethnobotany and economic botany. Earlier we studied economic botany, but with the advent of ethnobotany, it is given more importance. Next slide, please. Next slide. Yeah. Now coming to Kerala, because if you want to talk on ethnobotany, we can talk for hours. So there's a time restriction, so we have to follow the time restriction. And since I am focusing on Kerala, this is as a brief introduction, and this is the latest figures from Kerala. That is, it has identified about 11,840 species, of which 4,968 are flowering plants, that is angiosperms, and 900 species are endemic. So this is the picture of the latest picture of Kerala as per the ENVIS, means Kerala State Council for Science, Technology and Environment report. Okay, next one. And also you have noticed that Kerala is a place where you can find all type of ecosystems, from the evergreen forest, the rainforest, to the backwaters, coastal areas, everything you can find, except desert areas you can find in this Kerala. Now, these are some of the notable ethnobotanical studies in Kerala. This is the tribals, or the work of Bhatt et al. I have worked with Bhatt sir in 1988. So 1980-81 on tribals of Silent Valley and Idukki districts of Kerala. Then Manilal sir, you can know Dr. Manilal sir, he just got Padma Shri from Government of India, and now he's not well. So he is one of the pioneer persons from Kerala who has done work on ethnobotany 1981 on rices of Malabar with Ramachandran and Nair. 1981, Ramachandran and Nair in Dr. Vijay Nair on tribals of Kannur district, now present Kannur district. Nagendra Prasad and Abraham. You may be knowing Dr. Nagendra Prasad is the student of E.K. Janaki Ammal. Professor E.K. Janaki Ammal initiated ethnobotanical studies in India, and Dr. Nagendra Prasad, and both are the students of Professor E.K. Janaki Ammal. Next, worked on the Nayadis of North Kerala. Next one. Next slide. Then another important works are from N. Vishwanath Nair. He was the director of KIRDAS, Kerala Institute for Research in Tribal and Development Studies. He was an anthropologist. He was interested and he worked on the tribal health and medicine in Kerala. Then P.K. Sudha Devi from College of Horticulture, Vellainikara, Thrissur, on ethnobotany of medicinal plants used by the tribals of Kerala. Then another group of Kani and Malappantaran tribes by C.R. Jawahar. Then ethnobotany of another district, Pathanamthitta, by Binu. Next one. Next slide. Okay. And this is Nasaruddin, an assessment of the economically useful wild fruits of Kerala. Myself on the Palghat and Wayanad districts. Sanjeev and Shashidharan on tribals of Chinnar Wildlife Sanctuary, that is a part of the Palghat district, and Kishore Kumar, hill tribes of Shola forests of high ranges of Kerala. These are some of the important works conducted in Kerala. Next slide. Have you heard of this project? This is I have started my work in this project, the All India Coordinated Research Project on Ethnobiology of the Government of India, Ministry of Environment and Forest. That is in, I think it started in the early 80s, 1980s, to document the traditional knowledge of India. That is the study funded by Man and Biosphere Program, MAB. It is shortly known as MAB. So I'm extremely lucky to work in this project, which actually changed my mindset also. All India Coordinated Research Project on Ethnobiology. But I'm telling one thing is that though we, because I may forget it, though we have documented a lot of information, information, but see, nothing was put into action. That is the sorry state. What is the use of after documenting nothing is brought to the for the use of the society? So that is the pity situation. Now, then you may say that ethnobotany is only tribal, but now things have changed. Now it is all, as I already told you, it is the traditional relationship of man and plants. So now we have worked also on the village folks, village folks, as well as the traditional communities. And you may be knowing Dr. P. Pushpangadan. He was the chief coordinator of the project at that time. So sir was from RRL Jammu, and later he became the director of TBGRI and then NBRI. So this is a very important work. Then now ethnobotany got included in the syllabi of various universities in Kerala during this period. In my biodata, I'm happy to say that the latest syllabus of Kerala University have played an important role in framing that syllabus. In 2022, Kerala University has brought out for as a special paper MSc Ethnobotany, Ethnobotany and Ethnopharmacology. So, so this is got included in various syllabi of but now it is progressing very well. Next one. Next slide. Now, qualities of a good ethnobotany. Now, I have told you that ethnobotany is not at all a easy task because it includes intense field work, and also we have to deal with not only mere collecting of plants, we have to deal with different types of people, different tribal groups, different village groups. So it is a very terrific work. For example, one example I say, when I went for this kind of expedition, a tribal member told me that, sir, there's a very rare plant, but it will take some 5 hours work, continuous 5 hours work. Then we walked and went that place, but we could not find the plant. See, then we should not get emotional, arrogant or like that. We should be calm. So so this is the difficulty in getting what that plant is here. Kindly
Please unmute your self.
Kindly mute your mic,
Yeah.
because it is
Mute your mic
it
to
will cause disturbance to me while speaking. So one is the leadership quality. When you are an ethnobotanist, you should have the leadership quality, lead a team. That is why I told you ethnobotany taught me so many things actually. So we can courageous to face any situation. I have close encounters with animals like elephants, wild boar, and so snakes like what is called king cobra, and encounters with all these wild bison. So many encounters are there, but due to God's grace, I escaped. My team, not only myself and my team. So because we used to stay inside the forest areas for many days, live with them as like them, have a living with them, not as a scientist or anything like that. Live as a person like them, as a companion. We live with them. Then only we can get the information. Otherwise, it is very difficult. So this is the importance of ethnobotanical work. A rapport with various stakeholders. We had to have a rapport with various stakeholders, means the forest department, the tribal department, the tribals, the people associated with them. And so we have to have a good rapport with all these stakeholders. Then we have patience. So without patience, we will be a failure. And we should have as a botanist, we should be a good taxonomist, having some basic general knowledge. But I forgot to add thing, but we should have some ideas about sociology, anthropology, archaeology, medicine, and all these things. So we should have a basic knowledge. Actually, it is a team concept. Actually, ethnobotanical research is a teamwork, not only botanists, but it should include all these people, like-minded people. I say like-minded people, then only it will be a success. Next. So these are this is the work what I have conducted, and ethnobotanical studies conducted among the tribal communities inhabiting in the Western Ghats forest and folk communities also, but because they are associated with coastal areas also. So in fact, Kerala is almost covered with this Western Ghats. So only few areas are as the midland as well as the coastal lands. So we have conducted pilot studies as well as in-depth studies in these areas. So that is why I have written like this. Then traditional knowledgeable persons contacted and recorded information on natural resources, particularly plant species used for various purposes. Here, since I am talking only on ethnobotany, I am only talking about plants. but we have also collected on animal products also. Okay. Then documented after a series of cross checks. That's very important. We won't write it simply. We will cross check it. Then only we will confirm, and then only we identify the candidate species and all these things. Then we have collected for that because it is very, very important. Don't think that it is simple herbarium specimens. So what is a herbarium? Herbarium is a storehouse of plants that are collected, processed, identified, and arranged with the help of a known classification system. So that is known as a herbarium. Actually, it is a storehouse of plants. And voucher specimens are very important in ethnobotany. So it is also extremely, herbarium is also very important. Herbarium specimens deposited in JNTBGR herbarium and live plant species as part of ex situ conservation. Because since I worked in JNTBGR, it is one of the biggest gardens in Asia, giving importance to ex situ conservation. We used to bring saplings and seedlings and seeds for ex situ conservation. And when I have when I say this, I'm happy to say that I have deposited around 2,000 identified seeds in my herbarium. So when during my retirement day, the head of the taxonomy division told me that, Radhakrishnan, your herbarium specimens are all okay. So that's the most happiest news send off that is given to me, because it is extremely hard to prepare these herbarium and all these things. 2,000 into 3, nearly 6,000 sheets I have given in that, and also about 70% of the family was represented. I have also worked in the Lakshadweep Islands also, so I have also have a good collection of Lakshadweep from the Lakshadweep also. So they are also all deposited. So please remember that herbarium is a very important thing. But now it is all being, this is a physical herbarium. Now it is all being digitalized. Okay, next one. And now the mode of documentation of these ethnobotanic, this is according to my experience only, not through any. I already told you that all these things are moving like a movie in my mind. This is like a film. I don't want to refer any books because it was some original work conducted for several years. And this is the data documentation. So these are the points you should note, botanical name, local names, etymology. That is very, very important. Etymology. How, when you tell a name, when the tribals say a name, then we ask him how this name originated. So I will give you one example. There is a species, known as Naravelia selanica of the family Ranunculaceae. It is found only in the forest. It is very, it is a climber, and it has got a very, what is called, smell, very penetrative smell, I may say. Then they call it as Erivalli. Erivalli means climber. Eri means that will penetrate. The smell will penetrate you. See how a local name has been derived. And not only that, we have collected nearly 50 names for a plant. The local names are very important. Though in the state of Kerala, district to district, the plant name varies. So when we document these names, when we tell one thing in Trivandrum, Thiruvananthapuram, our capital, and went to another district, for example, Idukki, the name will be different. So then we will tell that name only. Then only that those persons can identify the plant. So that is, local names are also very important. Etymology is very important. Etymology means how that name is derived. Then coming into the family, Habit, habit means habit of the plant, then the habitat where it lives, then useful part and parts, uses, restrictions. Restrictions means, for example, medicinal plants, ethnomedicine plants. Ethnomedicine all comes under ethnobiology or ethnobotany. So restrictions, whether you can use and what are the medium through which you take the medicine, see whether it is cow's milk or water or any other thing. That is the medium. Restriction, that is which are the foods to be avoided, which are the foods that can be taken in that way, that this is meant by restriction. And the 10th point is very important. Many of the botanists or taxonomists or anybody don't give much importance. Associated plants are very important. I will tell you one example. You have heard of Arogyapacha, Trichoepis selanicus. You have heard of a very famous plant which are described for its immunomodulatory properties, has been identified by Dr. Pushpangan and team from TBGRI and NBRI, CSIR. So when we go there, it is usually found growing among the banks of the streams, in between the reeds. In between the reeds, it will be growing. In that area, you can see only these plants, reeds and this plant only. Then when we go another close to it, I forgot the name. There is another plant. So close to this, you can see a group of that is a member of the Urticaceae family. I forgot the name. And after some time again, this one is repeated. Trichoepis is repeated, but these won't grow together. That is the funny thing. These two plants won't go together as patches. One patch is Trichoepis, then the other patch is Urticaceae member, then again Trichoepis come in that way. See the beauty of the nature. It is very important. So then, so that is so. When we see that Urticaceae plant, we can suspect that this one, what is called Trichoepis, will be there, or Arogyapacha will be nearby. So this is very important to all the persons attending this training. Please see that as this is a forest management. So associated plant of the candidate species is very important. Okay, in data documentation. Then locality, then district, then the state, field book number and date, and GPS also. Now later we are taking also the GPS. So in this data documentation, two things. The other things everybody knows: etymology, restrictions, and associated plants are play a very important role. Next slide. Now I am going to show you some of the areas, some pictures of the Western Ghats, Kerala state. See, we have got all types of forests, as I have already told you, from the grasslands, the sholas, the rainforest, evergreen forest, semi-evergreen forest, deciduous forest, deciduous forest, scrub jungles. Everything is there. Every type of forest types are there in Kerala. So this is the part of the Western Ghats, Kerala state. Next one. Next slide. See. Next one. See. Please stop here. See. Now, earlier slide. See. This is my photograph in 1989. This is my standing, because this is the team. The tribal person is leading me. Our team. This is in the dense jungle of Tirunelli forest area of Wayanad district, bordering Karnataka, Kerala border. So our field assistants and we are going through this Tirunelli area, and the tribal, the knowledgeable person is leading us. Next one. You may think it is simple. I will show you. See, I am collecting this, documenting inside, not in AC rooms or anything. Inside, we are collecting. Maybe snakes will run, crawl through our legs. These these two tribal, they are from the Adian community. I told you that these things are moving like a movie in my mind. These are from the Adian community of Wayanad. The important thing is that this person's name is Chundali, means a mice, M-I-S-E. This is the tribal name. In English, they are known as mice, M-I-C. His name is Chundali. They are all no more. That is very important. We have to tap the knowledge before they are very age-old persons. I respect them. They are like friends to me. See, no officials are there with me. No forest officials. No officials are with me. Only myself and my group are there. So then only we will make a friendly terms with them. They find that I am one among them. That is the beauty of ethnobotany. So they are no more. I pay my deep respect. The knowledge they transfer to me will be used for the are being used, I can say, for the good of our society. Next one. This is another Raman. You see, after 30 years, I remember his name. He is also no more. He is Raman. He is like a. It is not like his figure. Like a, a primitive tribe. That old photograph. So this Raman. See, this is a very important photograph. How to identify a tribe. This is another tribe known as Kuruchia tribe from Wayanad. And you see the note on the head. This is the identifying character of Kuruchia tribe, called the Brahmins of the forest. They are called the Brahmins of the forest. There are about 35 tribal communities in Kerala. Each have of different pattern, but we identify them with their dresses, their morphological structure, their hairstyle, and all these things. So they still in some areas they prevail this untouchability. Tribe to tribe there is untouchability. So this is very important. It is another chapter to discuss. So I'm not discussing. So this is how they are warriors. They are warriors of Parsi Raja of Kerala, who fought against Tipu Sultan and the East India Company. Okay. So these are they are warriors with experts in bow and arrows. Next one. Next, these are, you see the dress. Next, back. See, they are all no more. This is also the tribes. You see the dress of the women. Blue, with the dress we can identify. So ethnobotany is not botany alone. That is what I want to tell you. Because other physical characters, dress code, everything we have to look into. They are also no more. Next one. Next one. And see, this is the Pania tribe. You see their color variation. They are said to be related to the African Pygmy tribe. That is by the movement of continents. They have they are very short people like the Pygmies, and they are also very knowledgeable persons. Next one. Next one, please. See, this is the tribal settings that the modern people are changing. Last one. See how beautiful. This we are destroying. We are entering into these people, our modern people entering into it, destroying. They are living in tandem with the nature. See how their huts merges with the forest. There's a paddy field in between. Then the hay is there. Hay is charged there. Roofing done with hay and all these things. See how beautiful life they have done. We have torpedoed all these things. Next one. Next slide. Next one. Now coming to some of the plants used in ethnomedicine. So ethnobotany. Another thing I want to say that in ethnobotany, in any interviews, when you ask a question, people say medicinal plant. Some say that ethnobotany is equal to medicinal plant. So this is why we want to change this. So Ethnobotaní, I told you, as all plants, that is that is related traditionally. So this is Anaphyllum vitae, Aracaceae, that's the last word. Okay, Anaphyllum Aracaceae. The tubers are used for various purposes. For in medicine, for example, snake bite, everything. This one is used. Okay. Next slide. Anaphyllum vitae, found in the evergreen forest, Araceae. This is another wild tree. These are all very new information. Carya arborea, Lecithidaceae, indigestional leech bite. This stem bark is used for, okay, you have to take some stem bark and chew it for indigestion. Otherwise, crush it and dissolve in water and take internally for indigestion purpose. And leech bite. When we go to forest, it will be full of leeches in rainy season that will bite us. My whole body was bitten by, from head to leg was bitten by this one, and I use this to repel them. This is Carya arborea of the family, Lecithidaceae. Another important thing is that the fruits are very big. You can see some of, but this is now in flower stage. Where they say that when you they will burn this fruit and throw it at dogs, then the teeth of the dogs will go away if it bites. So that is the power of this tree. Next one. Next. Clerodendron viscosum, very important. Verbenaceae member. Actually, the leaves, it will stop bleeding immediately. If you crush the leaves and smell, your bleeding will be stopped immediately. Also, it is very good against piles. Formerly in Kerala, after feast session, these people use these leaves, because that is why in old people piles are not common, only to the modern people. Pile, it is very important for piles. Next one. It is a shrub, actually, or a small tree. Now, this is a very important plant. This is known as Cocinium fenestratum. We call it Manjal Valli. It is useful against headache. The stem paste is used against headache and skin diseases. You should know that in tribal huts, a piece of this stem will be there. It is a lina. That is a woody climber. It is now threatened. It is a threatened species because after cutting off, these linas are very rare, and also this fruiting is very, very less. Next one. This is Cocinium fenestratum, Menispermaceae family. Next one. Again, see the flowers of Cocinium fenestratum. A rare scene, very rarely it flowers. Next one. And this is Piper longum. We call it typically Piperaceae, very good for lung ailments, respiratory ailments. This one is, the fruits are very good. So these are all wild species. Piper nigrum is the common species, cultivated species, whereas this is the wild one, Piper nigrum. Next one, Piper longum. Next one. Yes, this is, as everybody knows, Ravolfia serpentina. Ravolfia serpentina is found in the moist deciduous forest. Please note, very important, habitat specific moist deciduous and semi-evergreen forest. This is from the roots used for to reduce blood pressure, but I got it for again for intestinal ailments. But the problem is that you think that is very important. What is the quantity you have to take? You should take a very, very little quantity of very small quantity of this root tuber and chew it, the roots, and chew it. Otherwise, we will fall down. That is the power of this medicine of Ravolfia serpentina, family of Apocynaceae. Next one. This is Artemisia nilegirica. used against malaria, fever. It is now used against COVID also. This one, Artemisia niligrica. Okay, this is Artemisia niligrica. It's a very important plant. Also, it is good for neuro ailments. Next one. Last one. It's a very important plant. Next. Yes. Crotava magna, Caparaceae, found in the riverine environment. Again, good for headache. The bark is very good for headache. These are all wild plants, wild trees. Okay. So this is also another plant. Next one. So in forest management, in your places also, this plant may be found. But I think that in forest management, such plants should be given importance. That is why I am showing all these things. Priority. These are all wild species. Fever and headache, malaria. This is it's also a very almost new information. Next one. Next one. This is the plant of the we can say of the century. I'm very happy that I want to show you this plant. See this plant. Where this plant is present, about 2,000 meters in rocky crevices, Atlaria showing it is known as Mahali. This plant, the name is derived from Mahalakshmi. The name, the root tubers. You can see the root tubers in that down that photograph of this picture. So this is Atlaria salicifolia of the family Asclepiadaceae. I think now it is included in the Apocynaceae. Monotypic, critically endangered species. Found only in Kerala, Tamil Nadu border, in the world. So we Indians can be proud of it because this is the plant of India. This is the monotypic, critically endangered species, Atlaria salicifolia. You can search for details in the website. And I have conducted all the work. Myself and my team has conducted all the work or in this plan. Next slide. See, this is how the work is conducted. Very silently we have conducted the work. The first record, the ethnobotanical record, was published in the journal Phytotherapia from Italy. The second, you see the teamwork. You see the different teams are being organized to conduct the work on this plant. Then the tissue culture, biotechnological studies were conducted in this plant. And the third one, it is in collaboration with the University of Kerala, TBGRI and NDRI. And CHV Rao, it is the guidance was given by Dr. Pushpangaran. Anti-ulcer activity of Altlaria salicifolia was proved and was published in the Journal of Ethnopharmacology. So and next you see this is how this is a model how a work has to be conducted. Many side work should be conducted, and after that we received a patent. This is the first time in the world the CSIR patented this thing, Atlaria salicifolia. All countries, some 24 countries have accepted this one, the patent. That is a process patent on anti-ulcer activity of Atlaria salicifolia. I didn't stop here. But that since it is a government thing, I cannot show you. I have discussed with the Forest Minister of Kerala and with their advisors, and we have created conservation areas for this plant. That is the thing. That is the final result of this one. We have created conservation areas because there are only 2,000 plants only all over the world. That too only in our spot only. So it is like planting like a Atlaria garden, I may say. So This is the first work done on this plant, and all the work has been completed. Okay, but it goes see, why it is very powerful. The root tubers are very powerful. It is good for asthma also. It is a good blood purifier. Everything. Like our Sarsapilla, it comes in the same family, but here the tubers are very big. Nearly 5 kilo tubers, you will get it from a single plant. See, this is the plant of India, and I am proud to show you all this plant. Next one. Now coming on to wild edibles, I told you that ethnobotany is not only medicinal plants, but also edible plants also. Next one. Another new information, Artocarpus gomesianus. The fruits, it belongs to a Moraceae family. Artocarpus, first time recorded. This is the fruit is edible. Artocarpus gomesianus. Next one. See, Chrysophyllum roxburghi. These are all wild. Sapotaceae, another edible plant. It is called Nulpayam in our language because it has got some latex. Because you know, Sapotaceae members has got latex on this. After ripening, it is very good for. It is edible. Next one. You see that it is a Cymbopogon species. Everybody knows. But the thing is that these tribal people used to make tea. It is out of its leaves. They say that it gives them vigor and energy. We won't need to take food if you take this tea, this lemongrass tea. Cymbopogon flexuosus. There's a very good information. Okay. These are the flowers. The dried portions are the flowers of Cymbopogon. Highland grasslands, found in the highland grasslands. Next one. Next slide, please. Yes, see how beautiful. This is Flacoversia montana. We have got the cultivated Flacoversia varieties also, but here it has got spines. The wild Flacoversia, very edible, very small and very sweet to eat. These are, I have taken almost nearly, I have identified some 131 species of wild edibles. Leafy, fruits, tubers, everything. The several species of Dioscorea and all these things. Next one, Flacoversia montana. Next one. Next, for miscellaneous purposes. See the beauty of this one. Earring, traditional earring made of pandanus leaves. This one, Adenanthera pavonia. We call this as manjadi, and bee wax. See how beautiful. It will grow bigger and bigger. In some lady, it is known as chudumani. CHO, I cannot see the letter. It is chudumani, it is called. In some cases, it is without bee wax and Adenanthera pavonia seeds. So, this is made of pandanus leaves, Adenanthera pavonia seeds, and bee wax. In some cases, it will be hollow without this one. Bee wax and Adenanthera pavonia seeds. Only pandanus leaves are there, dried and made into. This was very given me great appreciation for showing this one because it's a very traditional earring, you can say. Next one. And this is the photo is not clear. This is Coix lacrima jovi. The seeds they used to make necklaces. Rings and all these things they used to make the seeds of this plant. Necklace, seeds are used for making necklace. Okay, next one. Job spears, it is called because the fruit is white in color. That is why. And fish tupificants, for catching fishes, the seeds of Erythrina stricta is used. So it won't die, but it will come up. The fish will come up when these seeds are powdered and thrown into the rivers. The tribal way of catching fishes. Okay, next one, this is Erythrina stricta, Fabaceae. This is known as also a wild one, Kunsteleria carolensis. The stem is used for making the traditional ropes. It's also, it was recently discovered, I think in 1987, or this plant was identified. Kunsteleria carolensis. Next one, Musenda bellula, rubiaceae. Leaves used for making floor polish. They mix this with cow dung and use for making make the floors of the hut to make it beautiful shine. It is also used as a shampoo also. These are it is used also, the hairs will be very shiny. Next one. Okay, these are all about forest species, and also I have conducted now the coastal zone also is into the forest department. You see the this is the approach. This is the approach we conduct. We work at the Grama Panchayat level. We meet the officials and the chairman, etc. We discuss with them. We identify the sites. We identify the knowledgeable people. In this way, we work in that one. That is interaction with chairperson, members of this one of the municipality. This is the coastal areas where just to show you a brief how we work. We go to them in the field itself. We collect the details and also for collecting herbarium specimens and all these things. Next one. This slide is very, very important. You see, only you look at this Velayathan Vaidya. He is a traditional Vaidya for 5 generations. So this is his what is called. This is the present generation. Sambashivan Vaidya is the present generation. When we go, we used to collect the history from Velayathan Vaidya. 5 generation history we will collect it, all the details. Then only ethnobotany will be complete. All what they are doing, how you got the information, have you got any training? But he is also a traditional Vaidya as well as a MD Ayurveda person, 5th generation. And this is Angadipatti in Kerala. You can see in boxes, these crude drugs are put. This is known as Angadipatti, and these are all Calophyllum, Enophyllum. This is the tree, very important tree associated with the coastal areas. Then this is Bacopa moniri, we call it Brahmi. In Kerala, this is the Brahmi. In North India, it is Centella asiatica. And this is Karal Kolpa, Launia sarmentosa. In Lakshadweep, it is used as a famine food. The leaves are used as a famine food of the family Asteraceae. Next one. Now I'm going to conclude. That is, it is an action-oriented, as I already told you, it is not an easy way to study ethnobotany in the real sense. We have to work as a team. We have to, as I already told you, we have to have certain characters like patience, everything, to take risk and all these things. So ethnobotany is an action-oriented program of research which needs intensive field and laboratory-oriented work. Field work is very prominent in this way. I'm extremely sorry to say that we biologists are moving away from the environment and we are focusing only on laboratory work. Okay. So we want more field biologists, develop field biologists. So the fruits of research are applicable directly to the society, from conservation of natural resources to the development of novel compounds and products. Kerala, a land of rich biodiversity, should utilize the precious ethnobotanical. Not only Kerala, but all states have an ethnobotanical map with them. Then only, no, this is the research of the future. You know how ethnobotanists are appreciated. Like in the scientific field, ethnobotanists are now well respected, appreciated. They have a lot of scope. Job scope is very high. Now taxonomies are very much endangered species. Now they are searching for the right person. Taxonomists, ethnobotanists are now being searched upon before they are lost forever as a result of modernization, acculturation, deforestation, etc. For a social and economical upliftment, particularly in this era of intellectual property rights and patents, and also the pandemic, last to say. So you may say that because I missed that slide, I got one slide, because now what I am doing is that putting these things into action. So I have created a good group of traditional Vaidyas, and I am encouraging and promoting them. Myself and my team are encouraging and promoting them. Now complex ailments are being cured. Even I am a victim. I am also a patient of ethnomedicine. Now everything is okay, fine. Which I was rejected by all systems of medicine. You see, my full body was. You see, my hair was gone, but my skin was bleeding. Face. Within 1 week, it got cured. After treating for nearly 1 year with all systems of medicine, including our Ayurveda. Please note that this Ayush is entirely different from traditional medicine. You know, China is getting the economic benefit from one part through traditional medicine. All over the world, we want to promote traditional medicine. We are all scientists. They say that what is the science in them? You should not ask them. That is our science. They have their own science. Through trial and error, they have developed. For a patient, he needs cure, not the scientific theory and all these things. Am I right? We have to change our mindset. I've been contacting with some senior policy makers in this aspect to see that our whatever traditional wisdom, not only medicine, you just think of artifacts, bows, arrows, and all these things. When I went to Australia, I am presented with, I brought one boomerang. They are selling boomerangs at 18 Australian dollars. You see, this as souvenirs. What is the importance in that? One thing is that the traditions are retained. On the other hand, they will get economic benefit also. In this way, all over India, this should come up. Not only medicine, this handicraft, they should be linked with tourism. In that way, then only, so in one part, we will restore their culture. On the other hand, they will get economic benefit. So those of you who are hearing my talk, please do your role. Otherwise, my talk is useless, I may say. Frankly telling, we have to do something to the society. Create this botanic gardens. Greening is another activity. Also, you have to put some science in it and do that thing. Ethnobotanical gardens, parks. We have to do it. Let things go perpendicularly. We have to stop this horizontal development, because so much of wetlands, they are all watersheds. That is why this much of flooding happening. There's another part. There is another. It's another subject to be discussed in the long run. So please, anyway, I am sure that a policy will come, and that is why that our tradition, the traditions and culture of a country should be restored, always respected. Whether it is in India, whether it is in Thailand, whether it is in Saudi Arabia, the basic culture and tradition should be respected and conserved for the posterity. Next one. And okay, and these are some of the institutes in Kerala working on this line, mainly tropical botanica. My institute, Kerala Forest Research Institute, TT, is also coming under the Kerala State Council for Science, Technology and Environment, National Bureau of Plant Genetic Resources, Regional Research Institute, Drug Research, Ayurveda Research Institute, Pujapura. Then there's also some one or two NGOs who are working on this line. The MSSRF, MS Swaminathan, MS Swaminathan Research Foundation in this aspect. Then the KIRDAS, Kerala Institute for Research in Tribal and Development Studies, though they are not related to botany, MSSRF is related, so they are all doing good work. Next one. Now this is who is Richard Ivan Schultz. We say that we are all big professors, we are all big scientists and all these things. See, we should be humble, simple, non-egoistic if we go into ethnobotany. Of my 18 years, one of the greatest professors of all time from the Harvard University, Professor Richard Ivan Schultz, who worked among the tribal communities of Amazon. He says that I am the student, they are the professors. So this is the, I think all of us should take note of. So the nature is great, the society is great. We are only a particle in that. Always remember that. Okay, that's why I showed this one. Next one. Yes, this is the acknowledgement. I'm sincere, my sincere thanks to Dr. Sanjeev Kumar, Dean, College of Forestry, for inviting me. My dear friend, Dr. Kaushal Singh, always, we are always closely interacting, and all my best wishes to the team from the College of this college, Bandai University of Agriculture and Technology. My humble thanks to all of you for inviting me, to given me an opportunity. I just want, as a last word, I am again repeating, to see that something in action and that is useful to a society should come out. Otherwise, all our research institutes, whichever X or Y, will be meaningless. Please take, and also with a team effort. Remove your egos and all these things. Create the right team and work. Thank you. Thank you, one and all. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you
Thank
very
you,
much for
sir.
presenting your work in such a elaborated yet very simplified form. Your method of presentation was also very beautiful. You just showed the real picture and described it. So I think that means most of the participants would have, liked it, and I'm sure that the participant would have learned from it and enjoyed the presentation. So with this, I open this floor for the question answer. If there is any question from the participant side, please ask. It is open now.
There are some questions in the chat box. Can you read it? Then I will answer. That will be better. In the chat box.
Okay. Okay. From the first question, what could be the possible reason that even after collecting huge information, it is not getting popularity among the general people? Actually, when you were saying that you have collected so much information, from the tribal area, but still it is not getting popularity among the people. What could be the possible reason?
That everybody knows. It is the policy makers to take the decision. All the results you see, all the reports and all these things are with us. They should take the decision. But all over India, now nearly 70% lives in villages, in Bihar, in UP, and all these things. These traditional medicine, all these things are working, no problem. But in well-educated states like Kerala and all these areas, it is very, because not only that, Kerala is a very small piece of land. This is a very small piece of land. So that is why I request all of you to take the lead, to see that our tradition should be conserved. Just showing one or two cases, then in modern, telling frankly, I respect all systems of medicine. In the field of medicine, I respect every system, everything has got its own. Modern medicine has a role here, because in this era where we a medical emergency, modern medicine can play a role. But sideline, because I forgot to tell you one thing, all the drugs or anything developed is from ethnobotanical leaves. That is very important. But I could not show it because you see, for the example, quinine from the tribals of Andes. Quinine is the even from reserpine and all these things came from this people of from the Jamaican tribals. So there are, you know, the first what's called I forget the name. That drug, pain relieving drug. What is called ampicillin, not ampicillin. It the lead we got from a old lady from London, Shropshire, actually. So in this way, they should respect this one because all these all came through ethnobotanical leaves. Even the Ayurveda person has got information from that. This is all from the traditional medicine. We can say it called the Paramparya Vaidya. But when you go to Thailand, I have went to Thailand and I am very happy to see that all their traditions were exposed. Traditional medicine, traditional food. Now it is food and medicine. You know, now the latest one is food and medicine. So all were exposed. Everything were given. So India should also come this one. Let Ayush, let the modern medicine, let they go side by side. My vision is that in certain cases they should come together for certain diseases. You know, I have in Malayalam, we have a movie in which starred by Bharat Mohanlal and one other, in which the modern medicine and traditional medicine come to solve a psychiatric problem. This is real things happening. So why we are sidelining our traditions? So I am discussing it with all the policymakers. I hope that shortly it will be coming out. That is my dream, to see that our traditions are kept intact. Of any religion or anything, you see the Unani. I know I have been involved. I am working on this after retirement. I retired in 2021. I am working in this field. And so many persons got cured. You know, a traditional Vaidya in Kerala treated 300 persons in one day. See the importance. People from USA, Great Britain are coming for treatment for skin diseases, for jaundice. You see, getting cured, 100% cure, guaranteed for skin diseases. Within days. That is why I am telling. From the there's a big cancer centers of USA, they are coming. So just see that anything can be encouraged. The thing is that to the question you posed, I say that it is up to the policy makers, the higher ups, to take the action to implement this. Okay, we have done our part. As scientists, we have done our part and we have apprised how to do the other follow-up action. But it is, I think that Government of India and the state governments will take up this matter very seriously shortly. Okay, thank you. Next question.
Okay, well, thank you, sir. The next question is, it is a very small question, I guess. What are the languages these tribals use in Kerala? This is the same dialect, Malay, or it is something
It's
else?
a very good question. And no, they have their own dialects, and you know, there may be some admixture of, mostly in the forest areas bordering the state, admixture of Malayalam and Tamil, admixture of
You could understand it.
Some I cannot understand. No, we have got other interpreters also. We may, in some cases, we need interpreters. Okay.
Okay.
No problem. Only tribals. That also only tribals who know both the languages.
Okay.
We
Sir.
never
Moving
take
on to
any official person. Okay.
moving on to the next question, sir. Sir, do we have substantial data on adopting ethnobotany as a major alternative livelihood opportunity?
Sure. No, for empowerment of tribal communities. I am now the NABARD. I am now presently the NABARD consultant, just joined only in dealing with tribal affairs. So there are so many tribal projects. I have to go and see what it is done. That is my role. So I can suggest to them. While I was in medicinal plant board, also I have worked. We have cultivated medicinal plants with the help of tribals, and they got a very good amount. But you see, after some time, it was stopped. But then I left. 3 years, they got some very good amount, some 3 lakhs rupees for a group. For tribal communities, 3 lakhs is a big amount. Okay. So the thing is that we cultivate in other fields also you can do the same work. We have got certain models with the National Medicinal Plant Board as appreciated, the tripartite model. One is the State Medicinal Plant Board, one is the industry, and the other is the farmer groups, farmer clusters. You can do it easily. So no problem. In Kerala, we have got this Aushadi, one of the biggest purchaser of raw materials for Ayush industry, Ayurvedic medicines. So no problem. It is running on. So we can do some models, activity models, and do the thing. That is why I discussed with Dr. Kaushal also earlier. Another thing, I cannot hear. I cannot hear.
One last question, sir. Sir, when you go to the tribal and ask to share their ethnobotanical knowledge, how they react? It is a positive or a negative, or means how do you deal with them?
Yes, that is why we have to make a good rapport with them. When we meet them first time, don't catch hold of their hands and run with them, collect plants. Just have a good rapport with them, be one among them, and in fact, I have got in touch with some of the knowledgeable people now also, after years, because I try from my level, I try to do my level best to help to them, because they will call me, sometimes call me and sir, we fell down from the tree, we were chased by elephant. Then I call the concerned range officers of the area and request them to give them all sorts of help if it is genuine. If it is genuine. So many help they got. So these are from an individual point of view, I can do this much only. It is actually.
Questions, sir. The chat questions are over. Now the participant, if you still have any question, please ask.
One question also there. Why this Rauvolfia is called Sarpagandhi? It was a question. I saw it.
Yes,
why
yes. Rauvolfia serpentina. Why it is named snake
yes,
bite?
Yes, because it is used against snake bite.
Okay.
One of the main antidote against snake bite also. That's why it is called Sarpagandhi. Because this is also etymology.
Yeah.
That's the best example. Sarpagandhi.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you, sir. So, participant, do you have still any question? You can ask directly to.
Because you have unmuted everything. Unmuted. So those who want to ask, I can directly ask.
They can unmute themselves. They can unmute themselves and ask the question directly to the Radhakrishnan ji. Well, I guess there is no question anymore. So now we can move for the formal vote of thanks. I would invite to Dr. Kaushal to please give a formal vote of thanks. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Dr. Nashir. Good afternoon, sir. On behalf of organizing committee and my own behalf, I would like to thank you for enriching our knowledge. It was not a lecture. It is a very knowledgeful interaction, you enrich our knowledge in deeply in ethnobotany of Kerala. Otherwise, we are not don't know what are which are the various plants which are used in various purposes, and what are the methodology which can be adopted for the collection of the data in ethnobotany. What are the important points which should be considered during collection of
Yes.
the data, and what are the associate of the species we should always be consider. Discuss Sclerodendron plumoides, that is also very common in our area, but we don't know the ethnobotanical use. It is used to stop the bleeding. It is very interesting and knowledgeful to us, and we always, sir, in your contact through the EBIN, and always enrich my knowledge through that group also. And thank you again. You spare the time from your very hectic schedule and enrich our participants with your vast experience of the Kerala ethnobotanical knowledge, as well as the burial tribal customs, or the knowledge regarding their dialects and so many things. Thank you very much, sir.
Mhm. Thank you all for a patient hearing. Okay. May I leave, Dr. Kaushal?
Yeah, yeah. Sir.
Okay, thank you. We can contact later. Dr. Mohammed also, thank you.
Yes, thank you, sir. Thank you very much, sir.
Okay.
You may leave now, sir.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. So the session is over now. That was all for the today. And we have tomorrow is the off, Sunday is the off, and we will meet you again on Monday. The scheduled lecture will be shared to you maybe today evening or on Sunday evening. So see you on